Elizabeth Palmer joins us now from London. Liz, the Afghan intelligence agency has confirmed Mansour's death, but the U.S. has yet to announce a confirmation of its own. Why is that?
Well, it would be a terrible thing to be wrong, so they're being extra cautious. The bodies were taken to Quetta, which is the regional capital. There will have to be a formal identification process. I don't know whether there's DNA previously from him that can be compared to the DNA from the body, but there will have to be people who know him who can identify the body. Basically, they need to be 100% sure before they make the announcement.
Liz, what can you tell us about Mansour's role as the Taliban's leader?
He's a longtime Taliban member. He was there right at the very beginning. And during the few brief years that the Taliban was actually the government of Afghanistan in the mid-90s, he was the aviation minister, believe it or not. He has always been close to the center of power. And when Mullah Omar died, he jockeyed to become the main man, but he never had the absolute grip on the organization that Mullah Omar did. It was faction-driven. Apparently, when his leadership was announced, some of the commanders walked out, so it wasn't necessarily a popular decision. And he had to bring in the Haqqani network, a militia come criminal network that the U.S. calls a terrorist organization. He had to ally himself with them to consolidate his power. Significantly for the Afghan government and the U.S. government, he was never interested in negotiating peace.
Well, when asked about whether or not the Obama administration communicated with the Pakistani government prior to the strike, Secretary Kerry would not say. In 2011, when Osama bin Laden was targeted and killed, Pakistan's government was kept in the dark until the operation was complete. What does that say about U.S. relations with Pakistan and vice versa?
Well, I can tell you that Pakistan has just, in the last few minutes, said it wasn't consulted and that the strike is a breach of its sovereignty. The Pakistani-U.S. relationship might best be described as frenemies. There's a lot of cooperation, but there is not absolute trust. And it's well known that Pakistan's intelligence services do allow the Taliban to take refuge on the Pakistani side of the border. They help them when it's convenient, and for that reason the U.S. doesn't entirely trust the Pakistani government, but specifically the intelligence services.
Well, Liz, the death of the Taliban's founding leader, Mullah Mohammed Omar, was revealed less than a year ago. Now it appears his successor is also dead. What impact will that have on the group?
Well, the Afghan government and the U.S. government are both hoping that it will bring the group to the peace table. There were formal peace talks all set up and ready to go in March. And under Mullah Mansour, the Taliban refused to show up and talk. We know that the organization is faction-ridden. It will be now in some disarray, and the hope is that that is a weakness that Pakistan and the U.S. can exploit to bring them to the table and perhaps negotiate some kind of a deal that would bring an end to the terrible violence that has been so damaging in Afghanistan.
All right. Elizabeth Palmer in London for us. Liz, thank you.